Well, sorry to make you wait for this unexpected part 5 of Return to New Hope, but about this point things were getting a little bit too long. Remember that deep gravel we crossed on the way down to Indian Creek? I was tossed from the seat. I'm on my back, and both my legs are pinned under Honey's right side. I hit the kill switch. Honey's 450 pounds is too much for me to raise up to pull out my legs. It's close to 7 in the evening. I have no cell service, and no one is coming down this road. I don't think anything is broken, but I'm stuck. I just got my right leg out. Still can't pick her up.
All right.
I just thought, well, I can reach my pack, I can get to my food, the camp stove. I could cook myself dinner. But then what am I going to do with the dirty dishes when the sun sets and the coyotes come out? So I better try to dig myself out of here. Well, that worked. Well, after 45 minutes of using stones and logs and trying to leverage Honey so that I could pick her up, I decided with the sun setting I'd better walk for help. I was about a quarter mile from that place with the footbridge that I now know is the old Timmerman place. It is another mile to the Glenn Sparks farm, but I don't know them. So I decided my best choice was to go another quarter mile to where that farmer waved at Honey and I earlier in the afternoon. It felt more like 5 miles, but that turned out to be a good choice. The gentleman had ridden bikes all of his life and currently had a Harley, but wished he had an adventure bike like Honey. In a few minutes we had Honey up and checked her out, and she was fine. A few scratches that he said looks like they belong on a bike like Honey. He said if it's not dirty and scratched, then you must not be riding it the way it should be ridden. We talked a while about bikes and about history that he said he was very interested in. So I gave him a copy of my book as thanks for helping me out. I brought it with me to give to Garrett Medlins. He said he would share it with him as well as with the widow of Glenn Sparks. I told him I'd stop and say hello the next time I came down. From this view you can see what happened. First of all, I was extremely happy at having accomplished the mission. And then I was way overconfident for having crossed this hazard before. And I was simply going too fast. Honey's front wheel dug in and turned sharply to the left. I put on power, hoping she would straighten out, but by that time we were headed straight into the creek. It was either turn the handlebars to the right or end up in the creek. Ride with me now and I'll show you where I walk for help. I'm okay. I've got a bruised left knee and both shins are a little bruised, but other than that, I'm fine. I learned a little bit about off-road riding. One thing would be not to be alone. I think I'll refrain from any off-road riding until after I take that clinic. If not, I may not be in a good enough condition to take the clinic. You can see now that the sun is quickly setting. Definitely time to get out of here. One of the things I didn't mention when I was showing the map that a cousin provided that was shaded in yellow, there was also a shaded blue area. That property was immediately across Briggs Road from the Glenn Sparks property, which begins about right here on the right.
This property was originally owned by a man named Smith Jackson.
Smith Jackson married Edie Simmons, a granddaughter of Abijah Sparks.
I've recently learned that Edie is buried in the New Hope Cemetery, and her grave is right next to that of Mary Ann Rose Sparks.
So we walked right by it. I think it's a bit ironic that the gentleman that helped me pick honey up lived at the far western end of Smith Jackson and Edie's property.
Well, there he is, standing on his porch over on the right. Thanks a lot, buddy.
And thank you for riding along.